Hello from Yankee Boy Basin. This is somewhat close to Ouray, Colorado. How do you make it entire way? For a couple of reasons. Obviously, there's a lot on my mind. I'm not thinking straight. And like I said, I have this policy that I have to be in the right frame of mind to get behind the wheel. But the trip must continue despite losing my pet. You know, it's very emotional to be out here. By the way, like in case you're wondering, Ouray, Colorado is technically considered Switzerland of United States of America. In my opinion, if you've never been here, and if you ever want to go to Switzerland, and it's just too darn expensive, just come to Ouray. It is worth every single penny. I mean, just look at it right behind me. The views are, I mean, there's a reason why the $1 Million Highway is called the $1 Million Highway. Coming up here, I saw a stricken down vehicle. I made a separate video about it. Yet another moron in a low clearance all-wheel drive. You have to know your limits. So today I drew the line here at this very spot. The trail continues for another couple of miles up, and then there's actually a hike which I'm not gonna do. Takes you over the crest into some lakes. I think it's called the Blue Lake. Honestly, maybe if I was in a different frame of mind, I would have tackled it, but the gatekeeper for this trail is quite substantial. You need not just high clearance, you also need a very good approach angle. And honestly, my Tacoma, despite the fact that it's just not suitable for that kind of stuff. And honestly, you know what, like in Moab, I was doing this kind of level difficulty stuff. Difficulty wise, it's really not that. But if you notice behind me, right, the views are right. So you have to ask yourself a question: just how much effort are you willing to put? And as a matter of fact, see what this guy is doing right there? I think you realize why I stopped. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but the way to tackle the obstacle, I don't know if camera is picking this up, is to do this incredible. So basically, again, ill-equipped vehicles dug up the entry pathway. I'm sure at some point it was passable, probably in the Toyota Corolla, right? But every single person that comes out here with an ill-equipped vehicle just keeps digging and keeps digging and keeps digging. So there's right before, like right where he stopped. Sorry. Swallowed a fly. Or a gnat, whatever. Right there, there's a giant boulder with a really deep, probably 1.5 to 2 feet hole. And you can tackle that obstacle just like you did, right? You could do off camber one way, off camber the other way. Clearly, judging by the fact that he navigated the obstacle, it is very much doable. That's not the end of the trip. The end of the trip is that after coming down, you still have to tackle that obstacle, right? Now, at that very point, the approach and departure angle mean a heck of a lot. Because if you have a vehicle like Toyota Tacoma, you're gonna be scraping all sorts of juju in there, and it's all hard rock. It's not soft soil. You're gonna be damaging your vehicle in ways And you know, it just keeps getting gnarlier and gnarlier. They actually have a sign over here that says you also need a short wheelbase, probably, which is the reason why I've been eyeballing Jeeps. But for me, haven't been on peaks out here in Colorado. This is high enough for me. This is high enough for me. This is just breathtaking. Very difficult to appreciate it though, because I'm like, I've been an emotional wreck for the past 16 some hours. Just, you know, I'm a guy. Guys don't cry. We're just bottled up all of our feelings, you know, because it's a sign of weakness if a guy cries. But it's been tough. It's been tough. It's been tough. But the views here are just... And in case you're wondering, all this white stuff in there, well, obviously that's snow, but all that sprinkled stuff on the top, that's the snow that we get every single time we have rain. You know, just because it says rain doesn't mean you get the whole smorgasbord. You get the hail, you get the rain, you get everything in the kitchen sink. And if you're out here on the mountain peaks, you notice this. And it's such a privilege to be able to appreciate this in person. Just, look how spectacular this is. You know, I wish my drone didn't have a limit in terms of height. That way I could get you really close to show you. I'm still gonna fly. I just don't know how high I could get, because this is way higher. But then at the same token, I'm also like at one of the highest points. So in a theoretical sense, maybe I could get somewhere with it. Whew. So yes, this is my first stop. This is called Yankee Basin. The Imogene Pass, from what I understand, is still closed. Imogene Pass is on the other side of that range. We're actually going to Governor Basin next. So we're gonna go that way, generally speaking, but Imogene is before all of that. It takes you sort of diagonally, not even that way, but more like this way, and then sort of that way. Imogene, from what I understand, is a staple and honor trail when it comes to Jeep, badge of honor trails. So is Black Bear. Honestly, Imogene is probably the only reason why I've come to this place. All the other trails that are kind of like an addition to. And I think what helps me a little bit is the fact that because I got here so early, I'm able to do other trails while still waiting on Imogene. So I was gonna skip out on a whole bunch, but obviously I'm not skipping out on a whole bunch. I'm appreciating all of this. You know, for all that I know, this could be my one and only trip out here. So I wanted to count. It's been emotionally difficult, but yep. As Robert Morales says, from Traveling with Robert YouTube channel, commanding views.